We got some half-price crack ties, some miles and miles of carpet tiles, TVs, deep freeze and David Bowie LPs, ball games, gold chains, what's the names and out of bush, and Trevor Francis track suits from a mush in Shepherd's Bush. Bush, 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 bush. No income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee. Black or white, rich or poor, we'll cut prices at a straw. God bless Hookie Street, viva Hookie Street, long live Hookie Street, say magnifique Hookie Street, magnifique Hookie Street.
Where's Ken? Ken! Ken Harman has retired. Finally! I first met Ken in 2000. And I think the very first conversation we ever had, you told me how you were just about to retire. It's only taken another 14 years. We're finally there. It's a reality.
It's happening, yeah.
It's hard to imagine. It's definitely part of the proverbial furniture. But not only are we losing Ken, but this also brings to the end a sort of a family dynasty. All of Ken's sons have also worked at Incisive. Right. Lee, Ross, Graham. That said, of course, Ken tried his hardest to embarrass them all out of the company early in their careers. When Ross was quite new to the company, he was busy working away and trying not to have Ken cramp his style, which is always hard when you're working with your father, I'm sure. When Ken hollered down the office, "Ross, Mummy wants to know if you want chips with your pizza." This situation was soon made even worse for the boys when Ken turned up for work wearing just a string vest. It was during a heat wave and the aircon had packed in. The aircon had packed in again. You probably needed that. So, you were probably just making a point of it, but it wasn't a pretty sight, particularly for Ross and Lee. However, I think it was just because you thought that the girls would find you irresistible. Or should I say even more irresistible? After all, you are famously flirtatious, and there are a number of rumours, or are they facts? I'm not sure. You decide that illustrate this. You would regularly pinch Rachel White's scissors and trim your moustache. Allegedly, you are the founder of a nudist colony in Benidorm. Yeah. Where apparently you also had a wild night with the Girls Aloud tribute band. Yeah.
3 of them, actually.
3 bands? Just 3 I've heard that you're known by your local friends as the Naked Gardener, which, as you can imagine, has led to many disputes with your neighbours. Your love for an all-over tan has supposedly seen you spend £9,000 a year on a tan enhancer called Zeus.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
And despite numerous offers to take the Chandal sisters to Sugar Hut, they've so far resisted your obvious charm.
I have.
Anyway, before we get into to the mushy stuff, you know, all the sort of Ken's a good guy and all that sort of stuff. Perhaps we should just reminisce over a couple of other sort of famous stories about it. One of your early prodigies was a guy many people remember, Dan Croucher. Had a good working relationship. Started a production team at Timothy Benn. Didn't get off to a very good start though. Dan started working on St Patrick's Day in 1997. Right. You introduced him to a few people around the office.
Actually, it was his interview.
It was at his interview. Okay. Introduced him to a few people, showed him where the kitchen was. And Dan, being a very polite bloke, offered to make you a cup of tea. He opened the cupboard and smacked you straight in the face with the cupboard, with the cupboard door. But as it was already 10 o'clock, you thought, you know what, I'm going to take an early lunch.
Very rare one.
Not that early. Not that early. No, no. On another occasion, Dan was in the Gents before the British Insurance Awards when he heard a bit of a kerfuffle going on in Trap 1. And out pops Ken standing there in his red underpants, his white dinner shirt, and he asked Dan to help him put on his red bow tie. As Dan does so, and he does this standing from behind, because it's much easier to do that, in walks Wayne Scrivener from accounts. One look, and he's straight out. Anyway, the most famous story about Ken, though, is probably better known as the Griffin incident.
Most of it's lies, to be honest.
Do you think so? Anyway, just to paint a picture. So it's about 4 o'clock, cold November afternoon. A young sales professional who shall remain nameless was frequenting a rather salacious bar in Clerkenwell called the Griffin. Apparently not by choice. But
That's
anyway.
actually on business. What
Well, hold on, you haven't come into the story yet, so you're admitting you were there.
The reason there's no mobiles, and I don't know there.
Ken, shut up. Okay, anyway, for all these shenanigans, and this is the mushy stuff, Ken is a real incisive character, a proper sort of old school print, paper and production manager. He knows his trade, and the trade certainly know him. And through that, he's served us with professionalism, with dedication, and you've always been on call to deal with any late problems with going to press or anything like that. Sometimes from the pub, admittedly, but that's fine. You've been extremely successful in achieving significant savings and efficiencies for us. It's been, it's been brilliant. You're an essential advisor to all the publishers about sort of new products and budgeting and all of that sort of thing. And basically, you're a great bloke. You're a loyal and professional colleague, and you'll be much missed around here by everybody at Incisive. But actually, not everyone, just people at Incisive. Actually, people around the industry. I think was sort of proven. I think you had a sort of brief lunch party last week with the industry guys, and hopefully we'll see some of them tonight as well. Basically, we're really thankful that you never fulfilled your potential, your real potential to become a professional footballer.
Yeah, I should have.
But we wish you a huge amount of sort of luck and hopefully a long and relaxing retirement. And really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you've done here. It's all the best. And we've got a few presents for you. We've got two presents from the company. One for just to sort of remind you of some of the naughty stories, and another present from the company. And then all of these have come from people around the business, and really to show our appreciation for everything you've done. And good luck in your retirement.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't have a chance to answer the whiskey, but I'll have to. Oh, look, I thought it was empty. Right. It's taken me 4 hours to produce this speech. I'm hoping to attend. As you know, this is not my forte. I don't want to take the city. Right. This is a scary moment for me, as I've been asked to say a few words. And most of you know I'm a shy and quite reserved person. In fact, a lot of people think the Quiet Man film was based on me. So here we go, I'll give it an attempt. Thank you all very much for the lovely retirement. I've had to change that from gifts to gifts now I've seen them. So thank you very much for the gifts. It's very much appreciated. I'm pleased that I've completed 50 years in our industry, as both print and publishing. I left school at 15 to be trained as a compositor. In hot metal. I then became a press minder at various printers, then moved on to the newspapers. I then switched to publishing. I started at Morgan Grant in Essex Street. When they moved to Woolwich, I jumped ship and went to Ben Brothers in Fleet Street. Unfortunately, they relocated to Kent. I travelled down there for 3 months, but as I'm a North London boy, it's a bit of a travel. So I went back onto the supplier side with the blessing of both Tim Ben and Harry Payne, and I joined the Repro typesetting company, and I basically looked after most of the Ben Brothers work there. Unfortunately, that company's technology went under, and I joined Timothy Ben in 1992, which, as you know, is now Incisive. I'm pleased that I'm ending my career with Incisive. The 22 years I've been here have been unforgettable. It's been a journey, so thank you very much indeed. There's so many of you here today to mention, but I've really got to thank Rebecca, Guy, who's been such a loyal colleague, and I wish her all the best in the new role. Well, I was told to keep this quite short, so I've only got another 4 or 5 pages to go. Told to keep this, as I say, short. I believe I'm on today a freelance consultancy hourly rate. I hope that's true because we've started late. And I'm still waiting for confirmation from Tim and Jane to confirm that. So it's 2 days actually.
Sorry, just drop us the invoice, Ken.
I hope you're all able to join me tonight in comedy for the final send-off. In fact, I've had that many send-offs this month. In fact, it's been more than Wayne Rooney has had in his career. So, thanks very much indeed, and goodbye to you all. All right?
No, it's not goodbye. It's au
Well,
revoir, Ken.
I might be
Au revoir,
back.
Ken.
I was going to go into other ones, but as you mentioned my private life, but I will be back with something on you. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
And we're down to the comedy.
I can't wait.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I know there's a lot of awards like this.
It's great to have a speech like this.
I wonder who else up his idea. That was Ram's idea. Just in case you haven't got any.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see that because I thought
It reminds me of my dad.
How'd it go?
It reminds me of the 70s kid.
Still potentially some friends.
Is there 4 in there? I've always had 4 glasses. It's lovely, thank you. But like one flag a year.
I hope you like that, Ken. You might need a lesson on how to
What will be, will be.
Oh yeah, you know when you came downstairs
When I grew up
to his desk and I made a
and
quick
fell in
exit.
love.
Because I had that on my wrist and I was trying to work out
Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart says. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
I've got a feng shui one at the moment, it's not giving me much luck.
Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be?
I've got a lot of
Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly.
No, not all that, as I say. I mean, it's a blur at the moment. So,
the future's not ours to see.
my legs are better than that now.
Will be. Que sera, sera.